welcome to another episode of the Good Guys Podcast. My name is Brandon Dixon. I am a happily married man and a humble father of four. And as always, I am joined by none other than the Honorable, the Reverend Slim Rev, aka Joshua Azib.
What's good, BD? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. And, slightly irritated. Okay, slightly irritated. We had a little distraction that hindered the start of the podcast, but we're here. We're here. You were there. Mm-hmm. You saw it. But It's all good. We're going to talk about it here in a second. But before we do, we've got a great episode here today. J.E., how you living over there? How you feeling?
Man, I'm living good, man.
Okay.
I'm just ready for them to open these gyms up, BD. I need some heavy weights, BD.
Yeah, man.
When I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, man, I'm like, bruh, nobody got weights. I just need to give me some 10-pounders. Just give me something, bruh.
Hey, man. You might have to invest, man. Get you a little bar, get you a couple little plates.
Bruh, I went to Amazon. Ain't nothing. Nothing.
No, you can't find none of that stuff now.
Then why are you telling me? What you should do is go.
You was at Dick's. They didn't have none at Dick's?
No, they had none at Dick's, bro.
Oh, thank that. You gotta love.
I mean, the whole section was clear. All they had was what's that thing we talked about other episodes? That little bike thing, the Peloton.
Peloton?
They had stuff like
get
that,
your
bro.
Peloton, BD.
Nah, bro. Anything with your hips out there like that, bro. Nah. You know, back only time our hips was out, bro, was when we was in the hood riding our bikes. Well, you probably was professionally, accurately riding your bike as a kid.
Yeah, we had family bike rides. Yeah, we did.
Wow, bro. I was out there alone. And you know, see, you probably had, your dad probably made you a ramp, bro. At our hood, our sidewalks was never even. In the hood, it's always that sidewalk that has a perfect ramp angle, bro.
Natural ramp. You don't even have to build
ramp, it. You only got it, but it was like, hey, they'll be all right with that. They'll just, yeah. But I was like, bro, you speed down by myself.
No, we had homeowners associations. So we made sure that the sidewalks were well kept, lawns properly manicured.
Bro.
So that wasn't a thing.
Honestly, bro, I don't think hood grass grow.
I don't think grass grows in the hood.
I'm really thinking. I don't remember any lawnmower in my whole life. I'm serious. Growing up off Wilkinson Boulevard, I don't remember anyone coming. Maybe they came through quickly. I don't know. Maybe they said this would do. But I don't remember grass growing as a kid, BD. Because most of our yarding was gravel.
Wow. Gravel, rocks.
Gravel, roots. That's what I bro, I don't remember no lawnmower growing up, BD.
Hey man, that's a good thing. You didn't have to cut grass. I had to cut grass. So
bro, when I found out what an HOA was, like, remember what they asking us for me to get money for?
You gotta keep up the neighborhood, man.
Bro, I got a letter in the mail talking about my trash can wasn't put up in a timely manner. Bro, I just got home. They want your trash can. I'm like, HOA, they want my trash can put up by 4 o'clock the day the trash can came? I'm like,
Absolutely.
Bro, I left my trash can out for another 2 hours.
Just because.
It was not going to tell me.
Petty J.E.
Bro, I looked at that letter. I'm like, bro, so? I ain't used to trash cans. I'm not used to rolling things out to the curb, bro. The only thing I used to roll out the curb, bro, was broken TVs and mattresses.
All right. We have gone off into a serious tangent, and that's okay. But we're going to go ahead and reel it back in. And we're going to go ahead and get into today's episode. All right, we've got a great episode, but as
BD, I see it.
Oh yeah. I got some heat. I'm coming in hot, J.E. I'm coming in hot. But before I do want to say, if you guys are enjoying the Good Guys Podcast, if you're enjoying the content that we're kicking out and you haven't hit the subscribe button, I know you guys are out there. I checked the analytics, okay? We do have a segment of people watching the Good Guys Podcast and not subscribing. And I don't understand why. All right? We're coming out with content every week. If you want to enjoy our content, that's great. Just help us out. That's all we ask.
That's all we ask.
Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get post notifications so that you know whenever we are dropping a new video. All right, hop in the comments, smash the like button. These things help YouTube know that we're kicking out good content that's entertaining and that's helping you guys. All right, so help us out. Help us help you.
Ooh, BD, did you just say help us help them?
Help us help you.
Come on, man. Do you want us to stop? Because we'll stop. Because we both petty.
We're petty.
Until that last 9 subscriber subscribes, BD.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to go ahead and get in today's episode. And we're going to start as we most of the times do. Most of the times we start with the weekly airing of grievance. And I've got one today, J.E., that is, it's fresh, J.E. I've got a fresh anointing on this airing of grievance here today. So it started a couple of weeks ago, actually. It was, what holiday? It was Mother's Day. So we had Mother's Day, and on Mother's Day, of course, you buy things, for your mother, to show her that you appreciate everything that she does, the sacrifices that she makes. Yes. And, and that's another grievance for another day. The fact that when you have very young kids, it's your responsibility to get your wife the Mother's Day gift. She's not my mom, but I digress. My kids aren't going to do it. They should be the ones doing it, but they're not going to. So it falls on me. That's fine. Okay. My wife deserves it. She's an amazing mother. She does amazing work with our kids. If you want to see more of that, check out the Blue Peace Crew. All right. We drop videos about our family's life. She does an amazing job. Okay. So we got her, we got her gifts. We celebrated her on that day. And towards the end of the day, J.E., my oldest son comes to me and, he says, so what is Mother's Day about? Like, why do we celebrate Mother's Day? I say, well, Junior, I kind of thought you had gotten from all of this that we celebrate Mother's Day because we're appreciating the things that your mother does for us. Okay, she sacrifices a lot. She does a lot for us. She takes care of us. She keeps the home. She is a Proverbs 31 woman. I kind of thought that was the whole concept of the day. Thought you were kind of getting that. I see that that's not the case. You didn't quite get it. So I'll explain it to you one more time. That is why we celebrate Mother's Day, okay? He says, okay, cool. So when is it Kids Day? Josh, when I tell you I about lost it, I didn't even know how to respond to what he said to me. The unmitigated gall.
When you use that word, you about to punch him in the face.
The audacity.
The audacity of hope.
Of him to say, when is it Kids Day? Kids Day? Kids Day? Kids Day is every single day. Every day you wake up and you don't have to pay for the food that you eat. Every day you wake up in a bed that I paid for, in a room, in a house that I pay the mortgage on. Every day you drive in a car that I'm paying, the car note on. Every day you wear the clothes that I paid for. I still don't think we're getting the concept, Junior. These days, Mother's Day, Father's Day, these are days to appreciate the things that people do for you. Now, I love you, Junior. Okay? And you do bring me joy, and I, you bring me joy and happiness. But what do you do for me?
That's it.
What do you do for me? I can't even get you to hardly make up your bed on a consistent basis. Okay? When I ask you to help with your brothers, I get attitude.
Ooh.
Okay? So what are we celebrating? Kids Day what can I appreciate?
Nothing.
You guys are cute. You know?
That only goes but so far.
That only goes but so far. And again, I love you guys. But Kids Day is every single day. You don't have to do anything. You don't even have to go to school now. You had one job.
Whoa.
You had one job. And you don't even have to do that anymore. Kids Day is every day. I wish I could go back to being a kid, J.E. It makes me mad right now. And that's a grievance in and of itself. We had it good. And our parents used to tell us we had it good. And we didn't listen.
It haunts you sometimes.
It really does. My parents would tell me, all you have to do is go to school and make good grades. And I said, oh, Mom. But I have to do homework, Mom.
No, this is what happened to me. That's BD's version story. I come home with bad grades. But you was the type of kid that talked back, bruh. I'm over there flinching.
Ducking and dodging.
Ducking and dodging.
Like you in the ring with Mike Tyson.
Karen.
Linda. Listen, Linda.
Whoa. I don't even think I ever said Diana in a day of my life.
Boy. Hey, look. All jokes aside, if I had ever said Gwen.
Ooh, bruh, I've never said my mom's first name. That was the first time I said my mom's first name, bruh.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I don't know how kids be getting away, bruh. On the other side of the tracks, bruh, talking crazy.
Kids Day, J.E. This man said Kids Day.
Man, I'm trying, at this stage in my life, I'm a married man.
Okay.
And the next phase of life is to have kids.
Right.
And often nights, not oftentimes, often nights, man, I think about my parenting style. Like I'm already prepping myself for the ignorant stuff that comes out of kids' mouths. And my response, because I'm like, how am I going to train this out of them?
Right.
Because I'm like, bruh, hold up, bruh. But wives are a threat to this. It is the moms that are a threat to this. Like, I already know my wife is going to, because I'm like, bruh, you got to get on them. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you got to get on them early.
Okay.
Because I'm like, wives, oh, no, it's cute, babe. Don't leave him alone, babe. Let him eat the nut. What? First off, when I'm around my nieces and nephews, right, I love them like they're my own.
Okay.
The youngest one and the middle one have the audacity to say, I don't want to eat that? Bruh, where do kids get this from? Where do kids get... No, this the moms. You don't give kids choices.
No.
You tell them from the day. I'm like, bruh, first off, it's cool because I'll eat their half. You know? Right. I eat it in front of them because I know 3 hours later they're going to be like, where's all the food? I'll be like, see, I'm trying to teach you a lesson. And I'm like, the nephew, bruh, it's time to eat. I'm like, bruh, you got salmon, bruh. You got fried shrimp here, but you got potatoes, bruh. And you're not going to eat and you're going to play Fortnite? And then get mad at me when there's 2 shrimps left? Bruh, you should have came and ate. When did kids have options, BD? Because my kids ain't. No. I will fight. I will say, no, wife. No. We're not giving them options.
No.
I'm nervous about having kids, man, because I'm not nervous. I'm just like, what's going to be my automatic reaction to the dumb stuff that comes out of their mouth? I don't want my face to make them sink into insecurities. I don't want my belt to be pulled off my waist. Because I'm like, what did you say to me?
Right.
Kids Day?
Kids Day.
Bruh, we're going to have to talk. I'm going to sit them down and be like, Kids Day, huh? Kids Day. Well, okay. If we, you know what? We'll have Kids Day.
Okay.
We'll have Kids Day. If you do these things consistently. We'll have Kids Day one time a week. I'll celebrate you one time a week if you do these things for me. Because you know what? I'm tired, BD. I'm tired. I don't even have kids. And I'm tired of just us men as husbands, as father figures and people having to wait 20 to 25 years to be appreciated. Off gates with my kids. You will appreciate me.
They won't.
They won't, but they ain't gonna have no kids, they. and I'm gonna be like, you know what? Let me train you. Let me raise you how I was raised.
Right.
I'm gonna give you bologna and cheese sandwiches, and you're gonna eat them. But I couldn't leave the table until all my vegetables are eaten. I'm like, you walking away from this table, bro, with a whole plate of greens and oranges, with carrots, and you got. And I don't want to eat that, Mom. Man, the little niece on Memorial Day. Hot dogs, burgers, baked beans, cake, pie. You know what she ate?
What?
Bread and mustard.
Wow. They're weird, man.
Kids are weird, bruh.
And it's not even like, and that's what kills me, J.E. Like, not only did we not have a choice, but it wasn't even like we had to eat what the adults ate. So if they were eating, salmon, or if they were eating baked chicken, whatever the case may be, we had to eat that. And you had to eat your vegetables, and you had to eat everything on your plate. Check this out. We be going to fast food restaurants, J.E. I didn't even get that as a kid. Like, I can count on my hands the number of times that we got to go to McDonald's and get a kid's meal. We'll go to McDonald's and get a kid's meal, J.E. And they'll be like, I don't want chicken nuggets today.
Today?
I don't want chicken nuggets today.
Bro, you ain't eating for 2 days. You're not eating, bro. Like, I'm gonna feed you a bottle. Because that's what you're acting like, a baby.
I'm not asking you to eat broccoli right now. I'm not asking you to eat 2-day-old meatloaf right now. I've given you McDonald's kids meal, the gold standard of dining for children everywhere. And you are telling me that you don't feel like eating McDonald's today.
Bruh, I don't even remember. I don't even remember having that thought. Bruh, kids have too many options, bruh. Too many options, and it's the wife's fault. It's the mother's fault. Because I know BD. I know BD, but I know it's the wife. I know it. It comes from that angle, that love, that nurturing. And you know what? When they start acting crazy at 12 and 13, you're raising them.
I tell them every day. Y'all should thank the Lord. You should fall on your knees every morning, bright and early, with your face to the ground, hands lifted high, that you have your mother. Because if it was for me,
ooh, bruh.
If it was up to me, y'all would be hungry. Y'all would be hungry. If I don't care if it's not McDonald's. I don't care if it's a kale salad with spinach, and if you gonna eat it. That's what you. If you don't want that, then I guess you about to be hungry,
bruh. The nephew, he's a pescatarian.
What?
And the logic behind it is, animals are cute, but fishes. I said, but a fish is an animal.
Right.
So I'm like, you're not going to eat the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to, but only eat seafood. And because you don't want to harm fish. And right now your mom has to go out of her way to always cook for you, pescatarian. Bruh, it's too many options. There was no keto. There was no veganism.
No.
There was no vegetarianism, no pescatarianism. Bruh, do you understand, bruh? I be trying to tell the nephew, bruh, you're going to regret these days, bruh. Because when you get 16 and you're going to think back over your life about how many fried chicken wings you let go.
Mm-hmm.
How do kids have the option to be a pescatarian? Imagine you going to your mom. Oh, no, you probably did go to your mom. Imagine me going to my mom talking about, Mom, I'm not eating that meatloaf for the second day. I'm pescatarian.
With your finger in her face like that?
With my finger in her face like that, bro, my finger would be like this.
Right.
People at my school be like, "Are you in the game?" Nah, man. I'm just throwing up sex, bro. It's all good. Nah, I remember one time, bro. I got in trouble. I said something under my breath to my mom, and I only did that maybe half a hand times. We was cleaning up this church, and I was mopping the gym floor, and I said something out of my mouth. I got punched in the mouth. I got punched in the mouth so bad, bro. There was a big old bump on the top of my mouth. I mean, big bruise. Ooh. The next day I lied and was like, man, the ball hit me in the face, bro.
You got to. You got to.
Oh, you know how many whoopings I lied about? And these kids have the audacity to say, I'm not, no, bro. No, they're not even going to, we're not going to have Netflix. We're not going to have no documentaries for them to even understand options. It's going to be analog television for a long period of time.
Analog.
It's going to be 4 to 5 analog. Son, I had to hold the antenna a lot in my life. Go hold that up for your dad.
I got to go. Yeah, I had to go turn the knob.
Go turn the knob, man.
You know what my son said to me the other day? We had number one, they lost the remote, which they do all the time. They lost the remote, and he comes to me, hey, Dad, we lost the remote. How are we supposed to watch TV? I said, I don't know, Junior. That sounds like a problem for you, seeing as how you lost the remote, but you can still watch the TV. How? We don't have the remote.
Wow.
I said,
you know what I had to do, bro?
If you look on the side of the TV, I know you've never had to do it. I know you didn't even know these buttons were there. But if you look on the side of the TV, there are buttons with which you can control the television. Now, I know it's gonna require some effort. It's gonna require you to get up off of the couch. Yeah, it will. It's gonna require you to walk over to the TV. And you're gonna have to press that button. And anytime you want to change the channel and anytime you want to change the volume, you're gonna have to get up again. And I know that's unfathomable for you, but that is how we used to have to watch TV. When you went over to your grandparents' house and they ain't had no cable, you had to fix the antenna and they had the knob on there with the orange letters or whatever, and you had to click it to the right channel.
Yours probably glue in the dark. Mine was just letters scraped off barely on.
Kids got it good.
Man, kids got it good, but mine ain't. They're gonna have it good, but they ain't gonna have it great.
They're gonna have it great. They're gonna have it great because Brittany's not gonna allow them to struggle. No, it's the same thing. Trust me, I feel the same way, JE. But why Blythe's not having that? Why?
I want to get into the do you know you're raising brats? Do you not know that you're gonna? But it's for the wife, they're always gonna be cute,
right?
But see, your problem is you don't have a daughter. See that she's gonna be it's gonna aggravate you only for the rest of your life. But I bet she had a daughter, she'd be acting different.
Oh yeah, she would, and I'd be spoiling the ever living daylights out of her. She would have any and everything she wanted, and Blythe would be mad.
But the reason why she has to see, they don't understand with daughters why we have to do that, and why we have to do that with nieces and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because if we don't do that,
another man will.
Another man will.
Absolutely.
But man, kids have too many options, bro. Pescatarian, vegan.
Kids.
Wow. I don't want to have chicken nuggets, bruh. Do you know how many weeks I had to wait just to go to McDonald's and not get a toy? Man, I'm looking outside the drive-thru window, seeing the toys they have for the day, and I look at my mom. You're not getting no Happy Meal, bro. This meal alone should make you happy.
Wow.
But mom, the toy. So it's an extra $1.50. We need gas. Ooh, bruh. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving into the main segment of the day. And we've got a good one here today. And it's a question that we've got a couple of times in our live chats. And so we're going to go ahead and address it here today. So when you have relationships, ideally you want to be with someone where you guys are both working towards the same thing, which is a long-term relationship leading to, a possible marriage. And that's great and that's fine. The problem is sometimes we get into relationships and we start doing things that should be reserved for marriage. There's a lot of things, and people always talk about, just sex as far as one of those things that should be reserved for marriage. And this is true, but it's not the only thing. There are other things that a lot of people do over the course of, the dating phase that really should just be reserved for marriage. And what ends up happening is, you end up with, soul ties. You end up with, being connected to that person in a way where it's really hard to get over them and it's really hard to move on if that's not the one for you. And it's because you guys were engaging in activities and things that really should just be reserved for marriage. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about some 5 things that you should save for marriage. 5 benefits that should not be given to a girlfriend or boyfriend. All right. So the first one and the most obvious is physical intimacy. And it's not just physical intimacy, but also living together, shacking up, a lot of people refer it to as. That is a benefit that should be reserved for marriage. Obviously, the Bible has a lot to say about, having intimate relations with a person before you get married. And there's a number of reasons why. And we've talked about it in other episodes of the Good Guys podcast. You can definitely check those out. We're not going to deep dive into it here, but it's a very spiritual act. It is a very spiritual act that God designed between a married man and woman in the sanctity of the wedding bed, which is undefiled. So you definitely don't want to engage in that because it creates soul ties. It creates unnecessary attachments. It confuses our spirit. It confuses our mind, and it can really distort your ability to accurately gauge if that is a compatible person for you. You can be having, seeing all kinds of red flags, but if you guys are, sleeping together, then you can end up overlooking those red flags because you enjoy that act. So that is something that you want to avoid. It clouds your judgment. Living together, that's something that should be reserved for marriage. That's what married couples do. If you are living together prior to getting married, number one, you're probably definitely going to be engaging in physical acts that you just shouldn't really be engaging in. But it also just, it's too early. Like, it's just too early to be connected to a person in that way. When you live with a person, you're involved in every aspect of their life. Like, you guys are, your daily lives are intertwined. You're spending a lot of time together. And it's just not a good situation. I mean, if you're not married to that person, it ends up that's not the one, then now you got to move out. Now you got to get your stuff. Now you got to get them the key. Like, there's just a lot of logistical things that, it's not beneficial to, shack up. So that's the number one point. Definitely the most obvious. Physical intimacy and shacking up are benefits that should be reserved for a married relationship.
Yeah, you have to understand the purpose of a benefit. And when you look at a job, man, there's just certain things you do not get until you meet the requirements. And a lot of people don't even know what's required of them from God. And they don't even know their worth. When you don't know your worth, you open up your value to anyone. And what oftentimes happens to so many people is that because they don't understand their worth, they have low requirements. And all of a sudden, they don't understand the safety and the safe place that marriage offers for these benefits to thrive. Because most people don't understand when it comes to physical intimacy that when you get involved with a person, like BD says, your whole essence is confused. Your body now begins to mold itself to the package, and then it starts confusing because now emotionally, your body is registering mentally, physically, and emotionally that this person is our sole provider of intimacy. And many of us, we got a lot of people that's in us. And we're registering, the body's confused because now you're like, man, who is who? Is this husband or what? And then your judgment is clouded, and now you're not able to perceive, like BD said. And that's why you got to make sure that you understand who invented sex, who invented it, who created it, and why he created it, and what's the purpose of it, so that you can have high requirements. Because if a man or a woman is not committed to God, they won't be committed to you. If they don't honor God, they would not honor you. And it's crazy how many people give access to their bodies, but won't give that person access to their money, won't give that person access to their mind, won't give that person access to their kids. But you're giving them access to your body. It's cart before the horse. And it all roots itself down to low self-esteem. And when people play house, man, I don't think they quite understand how idiotic that looks. Now, just because it's beneficial doesn't mean it's permissible. Just because it's permissible doesn't mean it's beneficial, the word of God says. Just because the logic says, well, we save money if we live together. Or I want to know how she is before we get together. That all of those decisions are based upon you not trusting God. When you don't trust God, like I had a question the other day, and I think the young lady asked it on our Good Guys channel, and she asked the question, should I worry about my man's package before I marry him? And you know what I told her on live? And for those who's watching right now, I said, don't you know that God already got that in consideration? That God knows if he formed you in your mother's womb, don't you think that he formed other parts of the one that he has for you to be able to match and mesh? Don't you think that he has pleasure in mind? He was the one that invented it, so you don't have to test drive it. You know, one thing that's different about a test drive and a custom-made vehicle, I don't got to test drive something that's custom-made for me. You test drive to see if it's a good ride. But if it's custom-made for you, know it's going to ride good. You see what I'm saying? And so we got to understand that you don't have to test drive to see if it's right for you. What you got to do is trust God, that God is good, that God invented it, that God created it, and he made it pleasurable. He created all the pleasure points. He knows it all. And he said it is the safest place for physical intimacy. The safest place for those things is in a marriage where both the man and the woman are submitted to God. No other place is that safe. And so when you give those benefits prematurely, that person don't have no requirements to meet. Why marry you if we're living together?
There you go.
Logically, think about that. Why should I marry you if I'm staying with you? And any woman that lets a man move in, anytime you have a man come in and y'all roommates and he's paying half the rent, baby girl, you ain't even playing marriage right. you ain't even doing it right if you're going to do it.
Right.
So all of this boils down, in my opinion, to a lack of trust in God and not trusting that he has all details mapped out, and that benefit is reserved for married people only, and boyfriends and girlfriends can't handle that, because once your body's open to that, once you feel what you feel, you don't know what deals you should be making, and then you'll sell yourself short, and so many consequences follow.
Yeah, there's so many things, like problems that can arise from living together and playing house prematurely, especially, from the women's side. Like Jay said, if you let a man live with you and move in, and so he's having physical intimacy with you, he's living with you, he's only paying half the rent. He's getting all the benefits of marriage already. Why would he commit? Sometimes you wonder, why can't I get a man to commit? Like, why hasn't? Well, that's probably why. Look at it from a man's perspective, not a good guy. Matter of fact, I'll say from a boy's perspective.
That's right.
He's getting, physical intimacy whenever he wants it. He has a place to stay. He's only having to pay half the rent, so his expenses are lowered. And, so he's getting everything that he needs. And if he decides that he doesn't want to continue on with the relationship, he has no ties. No harm, no foul. He moves out and he moves on to the next one. There's no commitment there, and he gets all the benefits without the commitment. And if you give somebody that option, if you give a boy that option, he's going to take it all day. You have to sometimes you have to make a man be a man. Look, no, if you want, a relationship with me that's going to lead to marriage, or if you want a relationship with me, period, You're going to have to abide by these boundaries. Josh talks about boundaries all the time. You're not living with me. We're going to live in a separate environment until we get married. You're not going to have physical intimacy with me until we get married. If you get to the point where you want to have that level of commitment, where you want to be responsible to God for me and our family, where you want to be responsible for providing for, the place where we stay, then you can partake in physical intimacy. Then we can live together and you can have all these benefits, but it doesn't come beforehand. If you let it happen beforehand, then they're good. I'm good. Why do I need to get married for?
It's going to be a bunch of false promises. And when women do not know who they are as God's daughter, they won't know how to interact with men. And what happens is now you're going to be in mother role. Boys want to be mothered. Men want responsibilities. A man is going to be like, you know what? I want you and I want all of you. In order for me to have all of you, I'm going to have to prove to you that I'm committed to God. Because if I'm not committed to God, I won't be committed to you. Because even if a man does marry you and wait till you married, if he still have a lust problem, he's still not going to be committed. And so you have to really look at yourself, ladies, and really look at yourself and say, what is required of me? If you want to know what's required of you, look in the Word of God. The Word of God will clearly tell you why you should wait. What are the requirements? You should require this of a man. Number one, if you want what's in these pants, you got to put a band on his hand. Number one. And even though you put a band on his hand, you still got to wait till we come off that altar. Okay. Number two, if you want us to live together, if you want me in your house, man, you gotta make me your spouse. It's simple as that. Like I'm not going to put myself in a compromising position because weak men will bring women into weak environments to capitalize off of that weak moment. Simple as that. And if you don't have the standard up here, like if you really want the one, have the one type standards. If you want the one, have the one. Because I know a lot per capita, there's probably more boys around you than good guys per capita. Because they don't make them like that like they used to. I don't even know if they made them like that like they used to either. But God makes them.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is, yes, typically in the environment and the culture we're in, you're probably going to be single for a little bit longer period. Because you're not just going to bump into these guys like that. But you're going to bump in, so you get discouraged because you bump into a bunch of guys that wants what they want from you. So what happens is that pressure breaks you and you're like, well, she got a man and she got a man and she got a man. I want a man, so let me give up my pants. No, you don't compromise. It took me and my wife 30-something years to get married. We waited that long. So it's like, listen, but we're benefiting from it. So what I'm saying is this ain't, it's reality. If you want the one, you got to put up the one type standards. And you got to know the word no. No. Actions that correspond with the words coming out of your mouth. No, this is not what we about. And you want a man that will guide you that way. You want a man to be like, because ladies, when he's smelling good, you're going to be weak in the knees. And you need a man that's going to be like, you know what? I know you want this right now. I know you want this right now. But we can't do this. Self-control, man. And if that man is living with you, paying half the rent, that boy is your son.
Right.
Eating the fruits of your labor. Man, I see it all the time. I'm like, whose house is this? Y'all staying at? In Instagram stories, I'm like, oh, y'all stay together and y'all not married? And she just smiling. Not knowing that she getting played.
Right.
That man's like, I get to live with her and get everything that I want. And no wonder. He's like, I can bounce anytime.
Anytime.
Ladies, if you want the standards of men to increase, you have to increase your standards. Simple as that. Because a man is going to look at you and be like, you know what, you're worth the wait.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to you. And don't get played by the guy who's rushing to get married just to get what he wants. Using the scripture is better to marry than burn with passion. Come on, man. Because when you get there, bruh, and you see that bonnet, what passion is going to be stirring inside of you, bruh? If there's no love there ain't going to be no love making. Because there's a lot of all parts of marriage, no lust required. You can't be lustful in marriage. You could be kinky in marriage. You can be kinky. You can do your thing. Right. But lust can't thrive in a marriage. If you got a wife, lust ain't gonna be able to thrive. She ain't gonna be able to do them flips and cartwheels and splits and bouncing and stuff. Not gonna be able to do that. A wife learns. A wife learns those kind of things, bro. If you married a woman that knows how to do that, number one, you probably... Let me stop. Let me stop. Check the receipts. check the GPS. See where she's been.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next point, which is access to finances, valuables, assets, things of that nature, right? Mm-hmm. So when you guys are still in the dating phase before you are married, you shouldn't have, any kind of joint bank account. You shouldn't, you shouldn't have that person on, you have a mortgage or something like that. You guys have both names on the mortgage, or even both, we just talked about living together, both names on the lease, whatever the case may be. Like, that stuff should be separate until you get married, and you should be cognizant of the amount of money that you're spending on another individual as well, prior to marriage. Now, I know, men, we take, we'll take the women on a date, we'll pay for the date and things like that. And that's fine. But, don't just spend all of your resources, on that person before you guys get married. That is a benefit that is reserved for marriage. Okay. It is your responsibility within the context of a marriage to be a provider. Okay. Now you want to demonstrate that you carry that trait during the dating phase. So it's perfectly fine to pay for the date and things like that. But it's not during the dating phase. It is not your responsibility to provide for her. That is not your role during the dating phase. So you shouldn't be, oh, I'm helping her with the rent, the 9 out of the 12 months of the year. Wow. It's not, oh, I cover her phone bill. I cover her. Like, that's not your responsibility during the dating phase. Okay. That is a benefit that should be reserved for marriage. Definitely vice versa. As a woman, you shouldn't be paying his expenses. If you are, I can tell you right now, you should keep it moving. Right now. Because not only is he not providing for you, he's not even providing for himself. So he's not ready to step into the role of a provider that he needs to be able to fulfill in the context of a marriage. So that is definitely, like, absolutely, you should not be providing for that other person during the dating phase. It's okay to go on dates. It's okay to buy them a gift on their birthday or holiday, whatever the case may be. But we're talking about, like, paying expenses. You shouldn't have a joint bank account. You shouldn't be paying expenses. Those are benefits that are reserved for marriage.
Yeah, man. And that's a good point about the fellas, man, because guys will try to overly prove that they can provide. There's levels to your provision. There's just levels to it. You got to make sure that you give her a glimpse, but you don't give her the whole picture. You see what I'm saying? You don't just give it to her and just be like, hey, I'll take care of you. Because there will be women that will milk you. And you buy, like, don't even buy expensive gifts until you married. No, don't buy expensive gifts. I think the highest you should spend on a woman in dating, I'm talking about dating, bro. You should stick to sentimental gifts in court. Sentimental, and see how she responds to the sentimental. And then you put some cents. And then you add some other coins to it. But I don't even think a man should spend that much money on a woman, man. Like, I don't mind you. I'm not sitting there saying you can't buy her nice gifts. But you got to think about that price, man. Because, bruh, you want to acquire the investment. You know what I'm saying? Before you make big investments, right? You got to make sure that y'all are one. Make sure that y'all married before you start giving big gifts. Because what if you break up? You can't, and you kept the receipts, bro. You're not getting that back. So my thing is, I'd rather for you to say, you know what? Here's the limit to yourself. Here's the limits on my finances when I'm dating this young lady. I'm not going to take her to high class restaurants off the gate. Build there.
Right.
If you can't take her to McDonald's, just joking. What I'm trying to say is, you got to see how a woman responds to certain things in life, because what if you go through that in marriage?
Right.
If all you give is 5-star, high-class restaurants over and over again, man, you want a woman that's being able to say, you know what, why are you spending that much on me? No. Let's go here. We can go here.
Right.
So a lot of men, man, they get caught up in that trap where they begin to try to fund for a woman's fantasy, fund a woman's dream, and she'll milk that until she finds somebody with bigger pockets. And ladies, like BD said, man, you shouldn't even give a man a dime in regards to help. You don't help him with money.
No.
I don't care men will make sure that they have cash and they have a card. A man, if he gets to a restaurant and realizes he don't got his wallet, he's turning around, going back to that's what's good about my banking. I can go to an ATM and type in a code, even if I don't have my card, and get cash out. But the man plans. A man don't need you giving him a hand out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if a man I can't imagine women who say, okay, babe, I got you. Got me for what? Over there, hey, babe, you know, I'm low on funds, man. Can you spot me on the phone bill? What? Bruh, I'm going to go get a Google number and every Wi-Fi spot, that's when I have a phone.
Right.
Because you never know what you're going to go through as a man. You always got your mom's house. You always got your boy's house. You don't go to her house, bruh. You don't ask her for no money. She don't even know you struggling because you already know. We're talking about if hard times come your way.
Right.
We're talking about you got a banging job and Corona hit and then they started, letting people go. Right. Unemployment, do what you got to do. But women, ladies, don't give him a dime. A man don't even want it. My wife never gave me a dime. I can't remember there's not been a time that she even gave me a penny out of her purse. That's instinctive in a man.
Right.
I'm not even looking for a woman until my pockets are full.
Nope.
Women out here, man, having a man move in, giving them a ease through Corona. You better be up under the bridge before you.
And it works both ways. Like, don't let a man try to cover your expenses, prior to y'all getting married.
That's right.
Because sometimes men will use that to manipulate you.
That's right.
Get you in a position where, I'm paying for your rent. I'm paying for your car note. You might run across somebody who has money, who has bread, and he tries to use that to manipulate you to do the things that he wants you to do because I'm paying for this. I'm paying for your car bill, so you owe me. So
avoid that.
That's why we're talking about this. Like, as far as finances go, whether it's over providing or under providing, either way, it is not, the man or the woman's role to provide until you get married. So that goes either way.
Ladies, have a plan before you meet your man. There's a lot of women who just waiting for a man to come scoop them, and that's how you set yourself up to be manipulated. Well, you gotta what the psalmist Jamie Foxx say? She got her own. You gotta have your own, because so no one will try to own you. You cannot be desperate and then open yourself up to date. Because a man will scoop in and notice that desperation and will pay you off, will pay you money to get you comfortable and then swap it on you because now you need him. You stuck in the second semester of college and he's paying for college. And then now all of a sudden you stuck.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't have a car to get to work and you work and your job is 40 miles away and you need a car to get to work. There's no buses that go that far out. Oh, but he paid for that car. Now you stuck. And now you isolated your family because you told your family, no, he's a good dude. And now you too insecure or too pride to even go to your family and be like, I've messed up. Or have the ovaries enough to be able to say, you know what, I'll quit the school.
Not the ovaries.
Yeah, we got balls. They got ovaries. I didn't want to say they had balls. That's insensitive. They don't know what it's like to have balls. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is have a plan before you even think about a man. Have your own so that no man won't try to own you.
Right.
So if you sitting there waiting on your Boaz and up in his field trying to get stuff, you're going to get filled on in full pockets and then realize, man, you got nothing. And now that man look you in the eye talking about, I own you. Or you going to do what I say. Don't you want your degree? Don't you want to continue to work that good plus job? You don't want your friends to see you driving that 93 Honda again, do you? You don't want your Instagram looking dry because now you're eating TV dinners now, and I done took you to all over the world. Don't you like the way lamb tastes? Don't you like the way these gourmet meals taste? Do you want to go back to ramen? Because I can send you back to ramen. It happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
Enjoy your purpose, thrive in your purpose, and then you'll meet a man whose purpose is aligned, and you won't have that deep need to be completed by a man, and then all of a sudden you're manipulated.
Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna go into the third benefit, and it kind of ties in with the last one a little bit, but it's a little different angle. So one of the benefits that should be reserved for marriage is like joint ventures, business ventures, ministry ventures, money-making ideas, etc. You know, those kinds of things should be reserved for marriage. You know, we talk about when you're dating, you know, you want to be asking questions. You want to be getting to know that person so that you can know what their interests are, what their gifts are, what their purpose is. And you want to see if those things kind of align, if you guys kind of complement each other, or you have things that you can, you know, build off of each other, and you could see, you know, you guys having a future working together and building something. But you don't want to start doing that, you're actually building while you're dating. Okay? The dating is like, you know, and not even planning phase. Dating is just seeing if it's something that's feasible, if it's something that could be possible. Once you get married, that's when you start to put those gifts. That's when you start to put those talents. That's when you start to put those purposes together, and you guys build an empire together. Right? That's when you start businesses together. That's when you start that ministry, and you've got your, you know, he's the pastor, you're the first lady, whatever the case may be. That's when you guys can build together and get money and build generational wealth for your family and generations to come. That comes after marriage. Don't start building joint ventures together when you're still dating, because it's just an unnecessary tie. Again, if that's not the person for you and it doesn't work out, but now y'all got this business that y'all started together, both of your names are on the incorporating documents, then that's more work. You know what I mean? It might be, again, could be red flags that you're seeing, could be things that come up, and now you feel like you're obligated. I should probably stay in this relationship because we got this business that we started together. I might as well stay in this relationship. You know, we got this venture that we started, and I'm on the paperwork. I don't really want to go through the work of getting all that separated. Well, now you have to. And now either you have to go through the process of removing yourself from that, you know, venture, or whatever the case it may be, or taking the path of, you know, least resistance and just staying with them in a bad relationship where you clearly see there's red flags that you should avoid, but because you don't want to break up, you know, what you guys have already started to build. So building with another person, utilizing each other's strengths to build something is something that is amazing. It's wonderful. It's something that we should all strive for, you know, in our relationships. But in our married relationships, there's a timing for everything. There's a season for everything. And sometimes people want to, you know, jump the gun on some of these things that we're talking about here today. And those things in and of themselves are good within the correct context. And that context is marriage. If you are doing that beforehand, it's not going to be good. If you're doing it within marriage, it's good. So joint ventures, businesses, things like that, wait till you get married. You can get to know the person, learn their strengths, learn their weaknesses, learn their passions, their desires, all of that. But don't start that venture until you get married.
Yeah, don't have earthly commitments without a heavenly foundation. It's crazy how people make external earthly commitments and they don't have, heaven hasn't approved it. You know what I'm saying? And what oftentimes happens, man, is that, like BD said, you create these unnecessary external ties. All of a sudden, now you have emotional ties that leads to external ties. And now you're going to try to be eternally tied to them because you don't want to first you don't first want to lose assets. You don't want to lose your stake in it. And you got to be very careful of people who won't ask access to your contacts. There's people who only with you because of who you know. And they'll get in joint ventures and get close to you and get bonded to you just to get your contacts and then bounce off of you. Also, you got to make sure, like I wrote here, don't brainstorm ideas with this person because inspiration will confuse you. You'll get inspired. Oh, wow, we could really do this. And inspiration will get you to actually trying to make it happen because you going off the false idea that, well, we're going towards marriage. No, you don't even know what's going to happen. You haven't even examined this person's character enough to know if they really want to do this for you and with you. And you can't be overly zealous or overly inspired. And then y'all build this venture together that's profitable. And then all of a sudden, the red flags, which is already there, has been lifted to a height where everybody sees it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden now it's hard to quit because you got an external commitment. And now you got this business together, and now you got to go through the court system. Don't care. Your name is on the paper. Ladies, do not be in a joint venture until y'all got a joint name. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, don't do that until she got your name.
Right.
Until there's a joint name, there should be no joint ventures. And that goes to ministry. You know how many people make the mistake? They start a YouTube channel. Hey, y'all, what's up? Courting is great. Let's start the journey.
Right.
And then 5 months later, y'all got 2 separate channels now?
Happens.
Oh yeah, man. It just didn't work out, man. I thought she, but you know, there's lessons, man, in this, man. And then we got to hear that garbage of but the real recognized real. I'm looking at you like, bruh, yeah, you just didn't see God. Nah, man, we just, you don't start no ministries together. You don't start no joint venture together until y'all got joint names, because it will just save you so much heartache. You cannot go off of the excitement of what could happen. You got to go off the excitement of what happened. You got married. Now y'all can brainstorm. Now y'all can vibe. Now y'all can build. Don't build something that you have to break down. Don't start building something that you can't finish. What did the Bible say? That you don't want to be in a position where you say you're going to build something and then people walk by it and realize they're going to ask you questions. So what happened? Why is it ain't built? So I don't even do that in my own personal life. I don't advertise a book that I'm writing that I haven't finished. It's best to advertise something once it's finished. That's why I don't believe you should be posting your relationship online. You're not married yet. The first picture you should post possibly is engagement photos. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't post at all that you out on a date, but we talking about you posting every post is with you with this person. You shouldn't even have joint grams. Right. He shouldn't even be on your gram. You shouldn't even be on his gram that much.
Nope. Because
people are going to be like, so what happened? You need the what is. This is what we are. We're married. So people know, okay, cool, they committed. But so many people start business, they start ministry, they start all these great money-making ideas. And then money start being funny.
And don't be sharing all your money-making ideas before you get married. Because you mess around, you got an idea that God gave you, and you with this dude, you don't even know if he's the one or not. And you know, y'all are talking to each other, y'all getting to know each other, exchanging ideas, exchanging passions, and here you coming, blurting out the idea that God gave you. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's dope, man. That's a good idea.
I'm going to stay with her till that idea manifests.
Or
go ahead.
He dipped. He stayed with you for another month, come up with a reason to break up with you, and he's gone. And now he's taking your idea that God gave you. So
you don't share no ideas with nobody. That's just a principle. Nobody. You keep your ideas to yourself. I know ideas are exciting to share, but people really don't care. They don't care. They don't care about your feelings when they take your idea, because one day you're going to be sitting on your couch, flipping through, and see your idea in plain view.
Yep.
And now you through, because that was all supposed to be you. Boy.
Bars,
man. Y'all rewind that. Y'all tweet that. But yeah, man, joint ventures, man. Don't start it. Me and my wife didn't start. We didn't start anything together until we was married. Now she helped with some of the stuff, but she didn't help. It was interesting how my wife didn't help all the way. Like my wife really, man, she really has standards, yo. Mm-hmm. She made me work, bruh. She was like, I'll help to this degree, but I'm not about to give you all of my. Hear me. Mm. Even when y'all dating, you only help to a degree.
Yeah.
Don't be helping all the way, staying up late, having visions and dreams and ideas. Oh, if he got a ministry, you just go to it.
Yeah.
Don't invest in it. Don't even give to it. No, because you don't want him to even think that he got old. Don't even give to it. You might buy a book or something. You might do something just to support, but you're not over there. You're not over there doing the tables of the books.
Right.
When the service is over, you bounce. That's what my wife did that to me, bruh. She was one of the middle people to come in. She'll come in before it started. She never got there early. And she left after I was done preaching.
Yep.
And the only time she really stayed a while was when she saw the commitment. My wife, we didn't even go out on dates for a while. We went to like her type of dates, but she really had standards because she was like, why am I going to give energy to make you think that I want you in your ministry? Man. Anyway. Yeah.
All right. We'll go ahead and move on to the fourth benefit that should be reserved for marriage. And that is spiritual intimacy. So there's some nuance to it. Like, there's nothing wrong with, obviously you want someone who has a relationship with God. You're right. You have a relationship with God. You want to see that they are spiritually mature. But when it comes to like deeply spiritual acts, like praying together, like interceding together, I feel like that's something that should be reserved for marriage, right? Because, that's just a benefit that should come from marriage. Like within the context of marriage, you should be praying for your spouse. You should be interceding for your spouse. You guys should be coming to God together as a unit, as a, united front. It's kind of like you don't want to, when you talk about bringing someone home to meet your parents, right? You don't want to just keep bringing, every girl that you meet to your parents. You only bring the one that you like, all right, this the one. I'm going to bring them to meet my parents. It's kind of like that with God. Like you don't just want to be bringing, praying together with every girl that you date, that may or may not work out. Like coming together as a unit. And the Bible talks about when you get married, you become one flesh. Like you don't really want to come to God before y'all are one flesh. Because you don't know if it's going to work out. God might be trying to tell you something about that person that this is a red flag and that might not be the one. And you up here praying with him and he's kind of like, can you holler at me, after we have this little group huddle, holler at me 5 minutes later. I kind of need to tell you something about them, but I can't tell you about them right here. They're right here. Like it's kind of like that. Like, so you want to make sure that, look, do your due diligence, get to know that person, ask the right questions and things like that. Once you make that commitment, that's when you guys can go, seek God together as a unit. Like that. Don't waste God's time with, girls or men or whoever the case may be, that you're just dating casually. Like, wait till it's not even just serious. Like, wait till you are married. And that doesn't mean that you can't pray to God about that person. Of course you can seek God about whether or not this is potentially the person for you. That's wisdom. That's absolutely something that you should do. But just that act of praying together and seeking God together, that's something that I feel like should be reserved for marriage. It's not really your responsibility to be a spiritual covering for that person during the dating phase. It's just not. It's not your responsibility as a man to water her with the word while you're dating. Can you guys have Bible study? I mean, yeah, you can. Or you can go to Bible study together. That's fine too. But it's not your responsibility at that point. Mm-hmm. So, becoming one together with God, that's something that happens over the course of a marriage. It's not really something that should happen during dating. That's a deep, again, that's a deep spiritual act. Yeah. Praying together. It's a deep spiritual act. And praying with each other, for each other. Like, those are things that married couples should do. And because it brings them closer, it brings them to a deeper level than, they could achieve otherwise. And so if you're building that kind of level of connection and intimacy and it's with the wrong person, then it's just like physical intimacy. Physical and spiritual intimacy, same thing. That is a tie that you're going to have to break if that's not the right person. So you want to be careful about, really delving into spiritual intimacy with a person before you are married, in the same way that you would look at physical intimacy.
Yeah, you have to understand that it's unfortunate. I mean, I'm going to go this angle first. It's unfortunate how cute we made Christianity. We made Christianity so cute when it's a war. Right. And the Bible says if one could put 1,000 in flight, two can put 10,000 in flight. And you wonder why no demons are flying away. Because you're doing things out of order. Like this is serious business. Marriage is not something just for Instagram. It's not just for friends or family. This is for a fight. This is for establishing godly principles in the land. And so many people, they end up bringing this man or woman before God. And God's like, why are you bringing them before me? You see what I'm saying? Why are you bringing this person before me? I didn't even send him your way. I didn't even send her your way. And it's unfortunate how many people they get spiritually intimate. And this is even for the people who are not physically intimate. There's people who say, well, coach, we're not physically intimate, but spiritual intimacy is just as bad as physical intimacy to a degree. Now, don't get me wrong. Physical intimacy has its own consequences, because physical intimacy can produce a baby prematurely. But spiritual intimacy can produce a baby prematurely as well. Now you starting ministries together, you prematurely starting things. And most people, when they think about prayer, Brandon, they think about prayer as a checklist that they saying towards God. So right. You got to be very careful how you pray about this person to God. Most people pray to God, I hope he's the one, God. Thank you, God. It's all about that. It should be, God, what do you think?
Right.
Prayer is not a monologue. Prayer is a dialogue.
Right.
You shouldn't even bring him into your prayer session. That's private. That's priceless. That's precious.
Right.
And then what if that person's doctrines are off and now all of a sudden you idolizing that person's spirituality, and then y'all start connecting on your own spiritual ecosystem without God.
Right.
So you got Bible studies without God. Because God is not going to be in the midst of something he didn't make. Now, if you settle, his grace is sufficient. So if you marry that person, he'll get in the midst and he'll refurbish it and redeem it. But if you're in a courting phase and you actually have an opportunity to get out, God's not in it. Right. God is warning outside of it, but he's not moving in the midst. And that's what I got here, man. Don't even volunteer together at the same department at the church. Because you're gonna get the church people love to hype that up.
Right.
Now we're going to put y'all over this auxiliary. Now y'all two would be perfect for this ministry. And now kids looking up to y'all. No. Volunteer separately at the church. You be in the nursery. He be on the security team. He's doing the parking while you on the choir. Y'all y'all serve. Everything should be different and separate, even spiritually. Because you should honor God more than you should honor your own body. So you should say, look, man, we're not going to mesh this. We're not going to pray together, because Bible study alone turns to studying the pages on your body. Let me see what's written on your stomach, girl. Let me see what's written on that inner thigh. You don't want that. You know how many Bibles close pretty much? How many Bibles go from this to tossed?
Right.
Because you want some salad? Let me stop. Anyway, spiritual intimacy, man, is very. I got some other points here. Okay. Well, that's it. Man, don't Don't do it, man. That's all I can say. Don't pray together. Don't fast together. A doctor doesn't work on two patients in the same room. And the only time the doctor works on both of y'all is when y'all become one flesh.
Right.
So let y'all do, you and God, y'all do each other separately. I'm going to pray to God. I'm going to do my spiritual stuff by myself with God. And because I don't even want you in my prayers. The only time they hear y'all, only time y'all pray together is y'all praying over your food on it in a date.
Right. All right. So we'll move on to the last benefit that should be reserved for marriage. And that's just basically like just consistent acts of service. So, some examples are like, cooking, being a handyman. Like, these are things that you can do. Not to say that you can't, all right, I'm going to cook for you, on this particular date or whatever the case may be. Or, hey, you got a light bulb that you need to be replaced. All right, I'm going to come over. Like, that's fine. But if it becomes a consistent thing, those are benefits that should be reserved for marriage. Like, you shouldn't be cooking for a man every night before y'all are married. Because then it goes back to the living together point. Like, you're giving him the benefits of marriage without the commitment. One of the greatest benefits of marriage is if you got, a significant other who can burn, hey, it's a wonderful thing, to have someone who can, cook for you, or, vice versa. You guys can share the responsibility, but it's the shared responsibility. You don't have to fend for yourself every day by yourself. So that is a benefit of marriage. Having someone who if he's a handyman, who can fix things around the house, who can open up the jars of pickles, like, those are benefits that come with marriage. And they should be reserved for marriage. Another one that, really should be like, it's not your responsibility to, be the emotional landing pad for that person before you get married. It's not your responsibility. It's not their responsibility. It goes back to even, the spiritual intimacy as well. Like, it's not their responsibility to, hear about your problems and your issues and pray for you, or, come up with solutions and really just be emotionally invested deeply in every little thing that you have going on, in every issue and every problem. It's not their role at that point in the relationship. So, that's something that you have to take into consideration. You should be like a woman of God, a man of God. You're still analyzing at this point in the dating phase. You're analyzing how they handle situations, how they respond to certain circumstances. It's not your job to go in and fix them and be the emotional support for every situation that goes on. That's a benefit that comes with marriage. When we get married, we are one. Your problems are my problems. Your concerns are my concerns. My heart breaks for the things that break your heart. That's not the case in the dating phase. So, consistent acts of service, emotional support, these are things that are benefits of marriage, benefits of being married to that person. You guys have committed your lives to live your lives together, to serve God together. It is a serious thing. It's a deep act. And inside of that, within the context of that, these acts of service, can live and thrive. During the dating phase, those are benefits that boyfriends and girlfriends should not get.
Yeah, man. One of my most favorite things about the grocery store, or sometimes, is samples. When I walk in there and I see a good sample, it inspires me to pay full price for the whole thing. So what you have to understand, you can't give them a full meal, give them a sample. Right. Dating is for samples, not even mini samples, just coronavirus type samples where you can't get 5 toilet tissue, you can't get 5. You can't purchase all these. There's a limited supply of these samples.
Right.
Most people do. They give because they're so desperate. They want to prove themselves worthy for marriage, that they give all their whole meal. Oh, I can cook. Oh, I can do this. Oh, come unto me. I'll listen to you. And that person get comfortable. They don't. Why get married to you when I get free meals?
Right.
What's free? You shouldn't be. Ooh, another bar. Hold on. Yeah, you shouldn't be free. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand, hey, man, I'm going to give you a sample. I'll fix the door this time.
Right.
You gonna have to charge. I'm going to have to charge you next time. Oh, you going to charge me? Yeah. If you want me to do maintenance on this house, I'm going to charge. You going to have to charge me. If you want free maintenance, marry me.
Right.
If you want these meals, only time you get meals from me is if I'm serving at the fish fry on Saturday at the church. Get you a plate then. I'll bring you a sample every now and then, and don't bring them a full container that barely can close.
Right.
You just give them a little sample, little samples here and there, and then see where he wants to go. Because if you keep cooking for him, he's gonna get comfortable.
Right.
Benefits. I've never met a job, a legal job, that gives you benefits before requirements are met. And what happens if those requirements are not met? You don't get those benefits.
Right.
So what I'm saying is you got to see value in yourself enough to say these benefits are valuable. I got a homework assignment for you. I want you to write down all your benefits, everything that just makes you just amazing. Right. I want you to write down your benefits, and I want you to develop what jobs would do. I want you to write down what requirements must be met before these benefits are given, and the systems that you will design to ensure those benefits are protected. Because before you resume, check the resume. Before you resume the relationship, before you resume it, pause. Some of y'all got to pause right now. Before you resume this relationship, look over their resume and see, are they qualified? Oh my goodness.
That's right.
See if they qualify first. If they ain't qualified, they shouldn't be by your side. Receiving benefits, cooking. You know your cornbread good, girl. You know it's world renowned. You know good and well you can change your oil and change a tire, fix up a house. She got a man turning her around, but the only thing she wants you to turn the tires around and rotate tires while she's being rotated by somebody else. Using you just because you good at being what you a handyman, but somebody else handling her with their hands. Come on, man.
That's right.
You got to be able to say, no, man, I'm charging you $25 an hour. I'll give you a discount. Give them a free sample and then offer the discounted services.
Hey, all the points that we made today, these are all benefits, right? So when you look at like a job situation, when you look at healthcare, dental care, vision, these are benefits that come with a job.
Yeah.
Okay? If you want those benefits, if you want the healthcare, the vision, all that stuff outside of the context of a job, you're going to pay for them. You ain't getting them free. So if you want the healthcare, then you're going to have to accept this job. Either if you're not accepting the job, which is marriage, then you're going to have to pay for it.
Yep.
As simple as that. These are benefits that come along with marriage. Okay? If you're giving these benefits for free without that person accepting the job, I mean, they're winning. Why would they accept the job? Why do I want to work 40 hours a week when I can have free healthcare, when I can have free vision, when I can have free insurance? So these are benefits that should be reserved for marriage. All right. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Marriage is an amazing institution that God created. And there's a lot of benefits to it, but it's also hard work. So, if you can get the benefits without the work, people are going to take that option. And that's why you have to uphold your standards to say, hey, these benefits, no, these go along with marriage. So that way you can weed out the wrong people, the people that just want the benefits, but they don't want the responsibility. They don't want to have to, come to work every day. They don't want to have to wake up every day and decide, okay, I'm going to stay married. I'm going to stay committed to the vows that I made. That's the kind of person that you want to weed out. All right. So hop in the comments. Let us know what are some of the benefits. If you have some that we didn't mention here that should be reserved for marriage, let us know, what you got from this and interact with us. And we'll hop in the comments and talk with you guys about that. All right. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving.
Oh, yeah.
Into the last segment of the day, which is going to be this or that. This or that. So, apparently in the news, there's going to be a versus battle. And this is a versus battle that's been brewing for years. One of the greatest things of this pandemic and this quarantine has been a lot of musical artists are having, Instagram live battles where they put that one artist's catalog against the other artist's catalog, and the people get to listen and kind of debate on what artist has the better catalog. And this is something that me and Josh have been debating for years between these two artists.
Years.
One of our first ever podcast episodes was debating between these two artists, and it's a debate we've been having since middle school. Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond will be having an Instagram live battle on the 31st of May, which is tomorrow as of this recording. And I can't wait. Oh, yeah. I can't wait. I don't think I've actually watched any of these IG live battles, but I think I'm going to have to watch this one because this is the debate that we have been having for years.
For years, man. And neither one of us have swayed.
No. J.E. has steadily been on the side of Kirk Franklin, and I have been a loyal defender of Fred Hammond. So today's this or that.
It's for the people, actually, because we already have our answer here.
Our answer is solidified, but we're going to give we'll talk about it, we'll give our reasoning, and we'll let you guys debate it in the comments. Hop in the comments. Fred Hammond or Kirk Franklin, who takes it for you?
BD,
okay?
BD.
J.E. I know your answer.
Come on, man.
But, go ahead and defend your...
Well, first off, Fred lost already. You know why? Because it's Instagram Live. Kirk's going to be moving. Fred is going to be just pressing the play button. Come on.
See, here's where, because here's what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Kirk's going to have, this major production.
Yeah.
He's going to have, here's what Kirk's going to do. He's going to have other singers because Kirk can't sing. He's going to have other singers.
Right.
And he's probably going to have lights. He's going to be dancing. He's going to have other people singing there live.
And you're going to love it.
What Fred has to do is just sing. Don't play your songs. Maybe have just a live band ensemble and just sing. Because that's his strength in this argument here.
Bruh, time out.
Fred can actually sing.
It don't matter if you can't sing. It's about can you organize. First off, let me ask you this question. What number are they going to?
I don't know.
If they're going to 20, Fred don't even have 20.
Hold on. Whoa. Pages of Life chapters 1 and 2 alone.
Bro, we're talking about verses. We're talking about songs that resonate. Kirk got Stomp. Stomp is there's nothing Fred. Both Stomps win both those rounds. Stomp and then Stomp with what's her name? Salt, one of the salt and peppers, one of the condiments.
Mm-hmm.
One of them.
One of the condiments.
Yeah. Then do you need a revolution? Whoop. Even the song that he had Fred on would be the Fred song.
That's not true.
Yes, that song would be. Fred killed it. Fred is best on features. Fred on features, bro?
No. He does kill features.
He
but
kills features, man. He like Ron. What's that? Ron, the big guy that was on the feature with Kirk Franklin. He always kills features. Not Ron Canoli.
Rance Allen.
Rance Allen, boy, that man can sing. Big guys can sing, bro. That's why Kirk don't know how to sing, bro. That's a big man sport, bro. That is a big man. That's a post player move, man. That's Kirk Franklin, man. Listen, I believe that look at the big people on this. Big men can sing. Big men can sing. So we're not even talking about women. We're talking about even a skinny man can't really sing like the big man can sing, bro. Mm-mm. Yeah, there's something special that God placed in their belly, man. That's why they. But Kirk got 700 hits, bro. Kirk got hits even on his new albums.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I understand. Fred's voice is. I mean, in gospel, his voice, man. Whose voice is better in gospel? Male singers. Rance Allen's. I'm talking about unique voice, like unique, like.
Right.
Like Rance Allen and Fred Hammond are on the level on their own, and John P. Key.
Yeah, John P. Key.
John P. Key might be better than all of them.
Sing.
Nah, John P. What's that song? That song gets me in worship every time. What's John P. Key's song? Man,
it's got a lot of them, but
man, I'm looking it up, bro, because that's
the one that does for me is "I Shall Do."
I shall do. And that every time it's his part in a song that brings you to worship. His ad libs, that when he comes out of nowhere, when he comes out of left field with that, I'm finding the song, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I okay. So Kirk's catalog is more expansive than Fred's. All right, I'll give you that.
Oh, Jesus is real, boy. John P. Key got hits, bro.
Yeah, man. John P. Key is up there. He's in that conversation for sure.
Yeah.
And he's from Charlotte, so
yeah,
there's that.
And he's a big guy.
But yeah, man. I just think Fred, he doesn't necessarily have the catalog that Kirk has. So if this IG battle goes for more than like 30 minutes, I don't know. It's gonna be hard. But at the top, he can go blow for blow with Kirk. You got No Weapon. And you got Silver and Gold. Those two go, that's blow for blow. All right. Kirk has Stomp. Fred has what?
Bro, don't be disrespectful, bro. You know the hits. You know the hits, BD. Don't do that to yourself, bro.
All I'm saying is, Fred got hits too, man.
No. Fred got hit. It's gonna be a battle, but BD. It's all about how Fred Hammond plays the song at the right time. He should not waste his good songs in the beginning because he's losing to Stomp 1 and 2. He's losing to Now Behold a Lamb. He's losing Now Behold a Lamb. Man, bro, he's losing to Revolution. He's losing, man. Fred got to save his hits. He's going to lose, but he's going to have to save his hits. I'm about to pull up some songs, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to pull up.
Let's do it right now, man. You look up Fred's, I'm going to look up Kirk's hits, bro.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you which ones Kirk, man, I'm going to have to keep scrolling for a long time, all these hits.
Oh, we're blessed? Yeah.
We're blessed in the city. See, he got those songs that we was raised on because our parents didn't let us listen to Kirk until we was like 16.
You ain't never lied. Never lied. Your parents was only trying to hear but so much of Kirk. I mean, all right, now I don't know about this. This doesn't sound. Yeah, is this Christian? It's Kirk Franklin, Mom.
Imagine me being free, trusting you totally. Ooh, I'm telling you, bro.
Glory to glory.
Hey, he got to play that right, though, because that's not beating Now Behold the Lamb.
Nah.
So he's going to have to play that when Kirk plays, like, one of his new songs. Just for me. he got to play that against Just for Me, bro.
Ooh,
Smile?
Articles.
Bro, you're not beating Smile either, BD. You're not beating Smile. Now, if he play, Fred can beat Smile if he plays his songs right.
Yeah. I can't.
Bruh.
Jesus be offended.
Oh, he did do that, did he? He did do that. Man, you ain't beating Kirk, bro. He's not.
Amen.
Kirk got 20 hits straight off gates. Fred only got about 5 hits. Come on, man. We talking about hits. We're not talking about songs you like. We talking about hits.
All right. So hits, I got to give Kirk the edge on that. Like, Kirk got the knockout blows. Fred got them body shots, that it's not like, it might not be like a hit, but like when you in worship or, you just riding in the car and you just, you in prayer, like Fred got them joints, man, that set the tone.
Bruh, but you're not beating While We Sing. You're not beating Melodies from Heaven. You not beating that. There's not one song of Fred that's beating Melodies or Now Behold the Lamb. Lean on Me. Lean on me, bro.
Spirit on the Lord comes upon my.
I will dance like David. That's gay.
Wow.
David danced out of his clothes, bro.
Wow.
Gonna Be a Lovely Day. Oh, you not beating that. The storm is over now? What? Hosanna, Silver and Gold? You not beating Silver and Gold, PD. You Are? I know Fred got a song with You Are.
Give me something, Fred.
Fred.
Give me something,
Fred is not beat. Oh, Blessing in the Storm. Man, Always. Now, he could be Always if he plays it right.
Please don't.
Jesus is the reason for the season of Christmas albums? What? No. More Than I Can Bear? He not gonna be able to bear up to that, BD.
Hey, look, man. Here's the thing.
Well, you gotta start your sentence with "This is the thing."
It's just that he don't have the hits there. He don't have the hits that Kirk got. All right.
He don't even got the songs. He don't got the songs. You can't sleep on Kirk's worship songs, even though he's not singing it.
Nah, Kirk got some worship too.
My Life, My Love, My All. Brighter Day.
I'm rocking with Fred. All right.
You rocking with Fred because your mom let you listen to Kirk till you was 22.
That's not true.
Bruh.
That Fred worship just hit me different, man. It just hit different.
Because it's safe. You was safe. You was brought up in a safe home.
No.
Yeah.
It's not safe at all. It's the struggle. Is what it is.
Man, well, they both struggle. One's short, one's big. That's why they song so good, BD.
Also, Fred can sing, so.
You just like a man singing to you, bro. I fell into that because Kirk dances. Just cancel what I said. Just cancel what I said. Do you rather someone is singing to you or gyrate in front of you? Yeah, you beat me there.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You just got to be able to say, man, I'm gonna listen to. He's not beaten. There's 10 songs there's 15 songs I'm looking at right now that not one Fred song can beat.
That's not true.
At least 10.
Because No Weapon is
No Weapon. No, you're right. No Weapon it'll be 20-1. It'll be 19-1. Because No Weapon is a classic. That's Fred Hammond's really only crossover song. Think about it. What song has crossed over to where secular people be like, hashtag No Weapon, hashtag Fred Hammond. Whoa.
He's not that kind of artist,
But we're talking about who's going to win. You got to at least say Kirk's going to win.
I don't know, man.
Boy, you are definitely an army man, bro.
I'm holding on, man. I just, Fred.
Bro,
man.
we got to watch it live together, bro. Like, we got to do a live event, and we're going to watch it live on our phones while we're doing it live. And we're going to do bar for bar, with song for song. We're going to do our own list, who won what. We got to be objective, though. I'm going to be No Weapon. He's got no weapon. But the real battle should have been, this would have been a better battle, Fred Hammond and John P. Key. That's the real battle. Because they're both singers. They're both singers. You can't compare a hit maker to a singer. Because singers write differently.
And yeah, look, I mean, to be honest, it is kind of apples and oranges. It's not fair. Because Kirk can elicit the help of whatever singer he feels like best suits a song.
Singers? Oh, them singers make the song.
And he gets the best of the best. Yeah. So Fred's songs are all, him singing. Like, you know what I mean? There's only but so much you can do with your own voice. Kirk, whatever type of song he wants to write, he can get the perfect singer for it. And anybody's going to hop on a Kirk song. So, he does have the advantage in that respect.
It should have been John P. Key and Fred, bro.
John P. Key and Fred would be a good battle.
Because John P. Key's voice, whose voice is better? That's a real this or that.
As far as voice, I think John P. Key is number one.
Number one out of everybody.
When it's John P. Key. Like, as soon as you hear the voice, it's like, oh, yeah, that's John.
And he hits his runs and his notes.
His runs, bro. Man, he be hitting stuff like, how did you even think of that run? Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. And that's why I would still pick John P. Man, there's so many good works like William McDowell, William McDonald. Both of them are good.
Yeah, man.
Kirk won this, bro.
Hop in the comments and let us know.
It's gonna be Kirk.
Which one you're taking? I think it's gonna be a lot of Fred Hammond because we got a lot of worshipers out there in the Good Guys podcast family, and they're gonna be like, they're gonna agree with me. Fred Hammond has to take it over Kirk. Not to mention the fact that Kirk can't sing. So hop in the comments and let us know for this or that who you're choosing, Kirk or Frank.
Kirk. Why are you being disrespectful, bro? See, you being disrespectful now. That's what you have to do to win. You gotta be disrespectful.
Kirk or Fred is what I meant.
I Believe by John P. Key. Oh man, two people I'm listening to today is Kirk and John P. I'm not listening to no Fred, bro. Because Fred, even No Weapon, it was poorly produced.
Whoa.
His voice made that song, not the production, bro.
Don't be disrespectful.
Hey, I'm at least objective. Do I like Kirk dancing? No. But writing songs? The GOAT.
Hey, he's a great songwriter. Fred is a great singer.
We're not comparing talents. We're comparing what has been placed out there for us to indulge. So you have to admit Kirk wins in that regard. Kirk loses in singing. Fred gets that. But when it comes to hits, you can listen a full day of Kirk Franklin and it be hits. 30 minutes into Fred Hammond, you're done. You're not clean. Like it's a worship session for Fred.
But exactly, if you want to tarry into worship, Fred Hammond got
3 songs got to be on repeat.
That's not true.
I'm gonna have to go listen to Fred. I'm gonna listen to Fred today. I got to go to a drive-by graduation. And I'm gonna listen to Fred, man. I know my nephew and them ain't gonna like to hear that, but I'm gonna listen to Fred. I'm gonna see, because all we do is go to the hits. You can name 20 right now. You can name 20 Kirk Franklin songs off the top of your head. I can only name one. He don't even name his songs right. No Weapon's the only song I can remember title wise. I have to hear his song and listen to the lyrics. Oh, that's the title. I can't. Like, what other songs that Fred Hammond has?
Like, it's not like that. Like
that's how you tell your family,
like
it's not like that. We're just talking.
It's like a vibe, It's like an atmosphere.
You smoke the Fred?
He sets the atmosphere.
You smoke the Fred. Okay, gotcha.
No.
Fred is for a hookah lounge. Kirk's for a party.
Hop in the comments and let us know who you would choose in today's this or that. I think that's all we've got today, J.E.
Yeah, man. I think we went. How long we go? Ooh, we over the 30-minute marker. Hour and 30.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're probably in trouble now. We're always in trouble because the husband's always in trouble for something. But we're probably in trouble for being 8 minutes over. Just drinking, man.
All right. That's all we've got for today. Like I always say, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. All right. Hit the like button. Comment. If you have friends that might be interested in the Good Guys podcast, let them know about the Good Guys podcast. Share our content. Check out our social media pages on Instagram and on Facebook. Other than that, That's all we've got for today. I'm a happily married man, a humble father of 4. He is Joshua Ezzy, Slim Rev, happily married as well. We're the Good Guys Podcast, and we are out.
And we're only good. You know the rest. Peace.